Welcome back to another Storm Tech video, and if you guys have been enjoying the ZX-10R, I have bad news. Well, it is time to swap bikes. Uh-oh. I'm not going to tell you what I'm swapping to, but let's talk about the ZX-10R for a little bit, shall we? I've only had the bike maybe 3 months. Now, there's nothing wrong with the bike. I'm not getting rid of it because it's broken or something like this, right? It's just the kind of riding that I want to do doesn't really suit this bike, yeah? The ergonomics on this bike don't suit that kind of riding at all, yeah? Now, don't get me wrong, I also ride really fast on some really big open A roads up in mid-Wales and above, yeah? And that's perfect for this bike, really. The problem is, it takes me 2 hours to get there from where I live, which means it takes me 2 hours to get back after I'm done, at least, yeah, it depends where I finish. So that's 4+ hours of just traveling, just to get to the nice roads and back. And then you got to consider traveling on the nice roads as well. So let's say that's 2 hours. Who wants to spend 6 hours on a sport bike per day just to go to nice roads? Now you see what I'm about to say when I say I'm gonna sell this bike. Actually, I'm swapping it. You'll love the bike I'm gonna get, but you'll have to pay attention and subscribe to see it. So let's talk about what I love about the ZX-10R and then what I don't like about it, what's forcing me to sell it, yeah? So let's go with what I like. The speed, obviously. Oh my god, so fast. And it gets to high speeds quickly. Yeah, it's fast and it's quick. It looks really good. Yeah, it just looks fantastic. Overtaking's an absolute breeze on this bike. The turning on this bike is fantastic. This is actually the lightest bike, apart from like an old Ninja 250R I used to have. This is the lightest bike I've ever had. And it turns like nothing else, yeah? Really does tip into corners exactly the way you'd want a Kawasaki to do. It's effortless, really. Power wheelies, it absolutely will power wheelie in first and second gear if you just pin the throttle. And my missus was on the back the other day and a power wheelied in third. Yeah, it's a bit of an animal. A lot of power for the weight. It's got like 180 horsepower. What about the sound then? Does the sound good? Not particularly. It has an Aquapovic exhaust on there, full system. So it sounds alright. It's actually stock. It's not too loud either. It's nice and deep, yeah? Nice and deep, growly. But nothing like, let's say, the VFR VTEC I used to have. Nothing like the V4. But it's better sounded than a 600. So the sound is good. What else is good? Very easy to read gauges and everything. It's a very simple bike, yeah? Doesn't have any electronics. Doesn't have any weird buttons getting in the way of anything like that. It's just you, the bike, and the road. What else? What else is good? The fact that it's 1,000. You know, just the idea of riding 1,000. I'm riding a 1,000cc motorbike. There's not many things that are faster than me on this road. I'm probably the fastest thing on this entire road right now, this entire A road. And you'll find that the insurance isn't too bad. Like, for example, if I wanted to insure a Gen 1 Hayabusa, not even that expensive motorbike, right? I'd be paying double the insurance of this thing. Well, let's go for the bad things then. So all of these reasons are the reasons I'm selling it, and it really does outweigh the good things, yeah? So the first thing that I'm going to be thinking about when I'm going to be selling this is the fact that the ergonomics are definitely set up for racing. Absolutely 100% set up for racing, right? And I am riding on the roads, so where does that pose a problem? Well, let's just have a look. So, ergonomics. One, this windscreen, if I'm sitting upright up here, doesn't do much to block a lot of the wind. And do you really want to be fully crouched like this on the motorway? If you ever have to go on motorways or maybe even like big open A roads to get anywhere, you want to be down here so the windscreen, all the wind goes over you. And this is a higher windscreen than what came on the bike. So I've actually raised the windscreen. It's still not good enough. But hey, that's just what these bikes are like. And actually, even when I'm full tuck and like looking up, I can't actually see anything anyway, because my helmet's in the bloody way, and I have a racing helmet, you know? Yeah. Well, one of them, windscreen. Number two, handlebars. Handlebars are extremely low. Extremely low, yeah? The seating position is extreme, boys. The foot pegs are very high, and the handlebars are low. So you're sitting on top of the bike, basically, right? Basically sitting on top of the bike, which is uncomfortable, man. And like I said, this would be fine if I had to. If I lived in the middle of Wales, it wouldn't be that bad. So near all the A roads, but the fact that I have to ride to get to them is a pain in the legs, and the butt, and the wrists, and the shoulders sometimes. If you're flying, if you're accelerating, it's okay. All right, but the seating position, very extreme. Now, touch on the seating position. One of the biggest reasons I want to sell it, the passenger seating position is even worse. Oh my god, there's literally nothing on the back. My missus' knees, God bless her, are up near her face. You know, it's like, for a quick 1 hour spin, you know, I guess it's okay. But if you're going anywhere longer than an hour, oh, it must be agony on the back of the bike. And I don't really want to stop every bloody hour. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just a bit annoying, really. So the passengers are not going to have a nice time on this. And when you're carrying a passenger, it's going to really affect the way you're riding as well. Put it that way. Like, the weight increases by a lot. Handling gets a lot worse. This is the same for every bike, but on a sport bike it's doubled, you know? It absolutely churns through rear tires. And I'd feel bad putting sport touring tires on it. I definitely want to keep the sport tires, you know? But, you know, my next bike is also a big sport bike. Another hint, see if you can guess what it's going to be. But I feel like I can get away with putting sport touring tires on it. Yeah. My fuel light just came on. That's another thing, it is very thirsty. Although, I shouldn't be saying that because my next bike is also very thirsty. But you know, it's not miles per gallon, it's miles per gallon. That's the main thing, isn't it, boys? How does the bike make you feel when you ride it? Now, unfortunately for me, this bike, well, when I'm riding it quickly, oh man, it is awesome. But any length of time riding it at normal speeds, I don't see the point. I just don't see the point on owning one. I should have got a 600 if I wanted a sport bike, put it that way. But now that I've had 1,000, I can't ever get a 600. That's another bad thing. It's ruined the power of all other bikes for me. It's ruined it. I can only get 1,000 cc's or more now. That's another hint of what bike's next. Yeah, honestly, I can't I feel like I'll just get bored of riding something less than 1,000 cc's now. Unless it's like a naked or something and I'm hooning it, that kind of thing, or like an off-road machine, yeah. These really do ruin every other bike's speed. Not much else, boys. That's the main things that I've already talked about, right? The ergonomics for the rider, the ergonomics for the passenger, fuel consumption, tire consumption. That's the main thing. That's the main things. I guess, like, the fact that first gear is so unbelievably tall. Remember, it goes up over 100 miles per hour in first gear. I can't get to the power band until like this speed, right? In first gear. So if you want to ride sensibly, you just can't, man. If you want to ride sensibly, the bike is like, it doesn't want to do that, you know? It feels bad utilizing like 10% of its power. Like, what the hell's the point in having 1,000? I guess this is why everyone gets two bikes, yeah? Because then you can pick and choose. I'm sure you guys are gonna love my next bike. Oh man. Oh man. I'm gonna be able to take the misses places. I'm gonna be able to explore, again, like all the nice bendy roads with hairpins and hills, and in the mountains, you know, like Lindgren, Elan Valley, all the kinds of places where you just do not want to take one of these. I'm going to be going to all those places again. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I love this bike though. Having a sport bike, definitely an experience, guys. Definitely an experience you shouldn't pass up on if you get the chance to ride one. They are hysterical. They are truly hysterical. It's just you gotta be sure that you want a sport bike. You know what I mean, boys? That's my advice to anyone. Now that I've owned one, I probably won't buy a bike like this ever again unless I get to 30,000 subscribers and I'm getting paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just for my knees and my wrists, you know, the comfort of my wrists, I won't be buying a sport bike. It is a lot of fun though, gotta say.